Professor George Gatsias is pleased to have the opportunity to share a few remarks about cultural and creative industries, the info-communication industry and digital content in communication, culture and the dynamics of change, International Conference 2014, organized by ACMC in partnership with the Department of Media and Communication at the City University of Hong Kong. The title chosen for his presentation is From Cultural and Creative Industries to Info-Communication Industry, Global Control, Local Resistance. He is afraid he had to fit rather a lot into his presentation, and so some of the arguments are a bit compressed. He has dealt with the development of information and communication technologies, the cultural and creative industries, and how info-communication contents affect both the management and the marketing process in cultural and economic crisis. He has also dealt with the role of digital technology, the internet, social media and the info-communication cloud computing platform. So he would like to spend a bit more time to explain about the info-communication landscape, the info-communication globalization and info-communication industry. With this context, he would like to examine the digital transformation of cultural and creative industries as new info-communication contents industrial platform for producing and promoting digitalized contents. In addition, he analyzes info-communication contents and services on info-communication landscapes. Finally, he would like to recommend strongly that the digital transformation of cultural and creative industries should be converted digitally to info-communication contents industrial platform as soon as possible. Professor Gatsias pointed out that information and communication technologies are creating info-communication industrial platforms by which we are increasingly getting things done in our everyday life. It is in this way that information and communication technologies shape the info-communication industry in cultural and economic crisis. Moreover, if we look at info-communication industrial platforms as a process that defines and nurtures the way people make social contact and business, then information and communication technologies not only changes cultural and creative industries but they change them in a very particular direction, by creating info-communication contents industrial platform. It is naive to think otherwise. With this context, the cultural and creative industries have moved closer to the economic action in Greece and across much of the world. Digitalized content of cultural and creative industries together with infocom PC technologies, mobile phones, and broadband networks have challenged the traditional markets and regulations of cultural and creative industries. For example, information and communication technologies have radically reformed all traditional management and marketing systems in all cultural and creative organizations. He also pointed out that digital technology is pervasive particularly in the following: production sector, digitalization of production process of turning raw material into a product for retail. Trade sector, digitalization of cultural and creative industrial markets, that is the digitized cultural markets. Communication sector, digitalization of information, education and entertainment, that is within cultural and creative industries, social media, info-communications platforms, etc. Everyday economic activities, that is banking cloud services, digital payments, credit card payments by using mobile phones tools and applications. Government bureaucratic systems, that is electronic taxes systems in a cultural activities free market economy. According to Professor Gatsias, information and communication technologies have reshaped how humanity communicates and how people understand the role of cultural and creative industries on info-communication landscape. The role of cultural and creative managers is how to build, maintain and modify traditional cultural management and marketing models, which are very important tools for introducing the info-communication industrial platforms. For example, cultural and creative managers should understand the important role of info-communication process in cultural and economic crisis. In particular, the info-communication process of traditional cultural and creative industries involves the following areas of concern. First, digitalized of cultural and creative contents by digital converting real, physical contents to info-communication contents. For example, digitalized of cultural and creative contents are increasingly produced, distributed, accessed and maintained in digital form, creating a new legacy, the info-communication contents industrial platform. Second, digital dissemination of traditional cultural and creative activities by using the Internet, social media, info-communication cloud computing platforms, broadband networks, that is, cultural and creative activities are digital on info-communication landscapes. For example, dissemination of traditional cultural and creative activities can be aimed at global distribution by using websites, social media and cloud computing. Third, info-communication services of cultural and creative industries involve functions which can convert the real, physical form of cultural and creative services into digital format. With this context, the introduction of the info-communication services industrial platform is likely to activate, engage, and transform cultural and creative services into digital formats on info-communication landscapes. According to Professor Gatsias, the info-communication landscape, ICL, is a type of digital space which consists of digital technology payment systems, cloud computing services, multifunctional info-communication devices, all type of mobile phones, computers, tablets, PCs, etc., and broadband networks in which all national economic, cultural and political systems together with traditional cultural and creative industries become open, transparent and accountable to info-communication regulation mechanisms and to global and local markets. In addition, all national states systems together with traditional cultural and creative industries need to behave according to the logic of multicultural public interest principles both globally and locally. With this context, info-communication globalization is a type of globalization which is defined by the Internet participation, the global culture, digital transactions, the net generation, the info-communication landscape, info-communication regulative mechanisms, and multicultural public interest principles in which all economic, cultural and political systems together with traditional cultural and creative industries become open, transparent and accountable in global and local markets. The revolution of the Internet is a reality. With this context, the information and communication technologies together with Internet has radically changed how cultural and creative managers organize and manage digitalized contents and services. The Internet together with the social media has become a vital cultural force in developed and developing countries. Moreover, IBM predicts that 1 trillion devices will be connected to the Internet by 2015. Professor Gatsias pointed out on his books that the digital revolution is the driving force which is likely to transform cultural and creative industries to info-communication contents industrial platform. The new Internet is different in many ways than the old Internet, but it is the main factor for digitization of cultural and creative industries. Moreover, digital transactions have changed how cultural and creative industries operate in global information and communication markets. For example, mobile contactless payments together with plastic credit and debit cards are the main drivers to develop the digital payments culture in cultural and creative markets. The period of digitalization we are going through at the present time is full of surprises. According to Professor Gatsias, what we experience is not a process of measurable changes, but a series of wide-ranging upheavals in cultural and creative industries. With this context, cultural and creative industries are subject to: first, info-communication content, ICC. Digital content such as cultural data will be dispersed across an info-communication landscape. For example, cultural and creative contents get dematerialized and easier to handle. Whole video cultural and creative content archived in digital format on external hard disks or on info-communication cloud computing platform, easy to have access and customize. Playlists adapted to different situations are available on a single mobile phones, iPad, etc. Second, info-communication networks, ICS. With this context, traditional cultural and creative networks are likely to be digital transform into info-communication networks. That is, the info-communication cloud computing platforms are helping to improve distribution of contents and services and develop faster and lower-cost geographical expansions. Moreover, it is likely to introduce mobile promotion and social media networks to develop digitalized cultural and creative contents both locally and globally. The info-communication networks are likely to set up info-communication cloud computing platforms which enable cultural and creative managers to develop a roadmap in order to effectively manage their content and services in recent crises. Third, the Info-Communication Cloud Computing Platform, ICCP, have placing cultural and creative industries on info-communication landscapes. Digitalized cultural and creative industries are a reality in our everyday life. The ICCP enable cultural and creative managers to have access to digitalized content and services anytime and anywhere by everybody. Professor Gatsias pointed out that digital consumptions and info-communication practices, really appearing in our everyday life, for example creation and upload of digital images through brand new technologies, cut and paste approach, Googleism, social networks, mobile phones. Digitalized cultural and creative products increasingly circulate across national borders. Digitalization of images, voices, text and videos of traditional cultural and creative industries are borrowed and adapted from other places on an unprecedented scale, producing new hybrids but also, for some, reaffirming the value of cultural and creative authenticity. This brings opportunities to traditional cultural and creative managers to develop more sophisticated info-communication services. For example, the digital technology of interactive voice recognition, which enables a computer to process voice into text and text into voice, has changed the way many cultural and creative industries function in info-communication globalization. Recently, cultural and creative contents and services, that is programs, films, records, books, comics, images, magazines, newspapers, payment systems, etc. have been fully digitalized and transformed into info-communication contents and services industrial platforms. According to Professor Gatsias, digital consumptions and info-communication practices in cultural and creative industries are subject to info-communication management process. Cultural and creative contents and services are digitalized and are managed in info-communication industrial platforms. Info-communication organizing process. The research material, the management process and the specific planning methodology, in order to develop a specific info-communication industrial model to organize digitalized cultural and creative industries. Info-communication administrative process, the stage at which to coordinate. All managers and marketing people are coordinated and involved actively at managing all that necessary steps in order to digital transform cultural and creative contents and services into info-communication contents and services. Info-communication operation process. The entire necessary steps which are formed by the administration and promote info-communication services in order to develop a specific info-communication culture. Info-communication monitoring and evaluation process. The entire functions for monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness and efficiency of all info-communication industrial platforms both globally and locally. This picture outlines the digitalized transformation of cultural and creative industries to info-communication contents industrial platform. Professor Gatsias also pointed out that the above process of the info-communication practices is a roadmap for creating successful digitalized cultural and creative content which are subject to the innovative management and the marketing models. In 1998, in his book The Info-Communication Industry, Digital Services, Global Markets, pointed out that the info-communication industry is likely to be a reality in 21st century. Moreover, the info-communication industrial platforms are the info-communication devices, digital access systems, the info-communication networks, digital distributed systems, the info-communication contents, digital content systems, for example digitalized cultural and creative industries, the info-communication services, digital services systems, the info-communication security, digital security system. In 2014 the above info-communication industrial platforms are a reality. So the info-communication industry is about to emerge by 2025. This picture outlines that the info-communication devices industrial platform is a reality. The info-communication device platform is now a 4-screen world, and maybe 5 screens soon. According to Ericsson report, total mobile subscriptions were around 6.8 billion in Q2 2014. Of these, 80 million new subscriptions were added during Q2 2014. However, the actual number of subscribers is around 4.6 billion, since may have several subscriptions. Moreover, according to different Ericsson reports, the future is mobile. With this context, the cultural and creative industries are likely to be fully converted to info-communication contents industrial platform by 2025. Professor Gatsias pointed out that technological options should be translated into social, cultural and economic realities in order for cultural and creative industries will be fully converted to info-communication contents industrial platform by 2025. Because the competitive advantages of the info-communication industry and its industrial platforms are flexibility, the ability to create an info-communication markets platform with local control and local resistance policies according to changing environments. For example, the ownership and organization of the cultural and creative industries have changed radically. The largest companies no longer specialize in particular cultural and creative industries such as film, publishing, television or recording. They now operate across a number of different cultural and creative industries in complex webs of alliance, partnership and joint venture. Scalability, the ability to promote info-communication regulations with little disruption in info-communication globalization. For example, the traditional cultural and creative regulations have undergone significant shifts. Long-standing traditions of public ownership and regulations have been dismantled. Important policy decisions are increasingly carried out at global info-communication markets, that is encouraging a global control market in recent cultural and economic crisis. Survivability, the ability to preserve info-communication content and services both locally and globally. For example, the traditional cultural and creative industries as info-communication contents industrial platform have become increasingly important in local markets. The digital transformation of traditional cultural and creative industries to info-communication contents industrial platform regenerate economics and provide competitive advantages over other cities and regions, that is creating info-communication markets with local touch and global range. One main conclusion that arises from Professor Gatsias' published books is that cultural and creative industries are increasingly being deconstructed, and our digital transformed to new emerging info-communication contents industrial platform in cultural and economic crisis. With this context, cultural and creative managers and marketing people should digitalize their management and marketing systems as soon as possible in order to be able to have practical solutions to all cultural and creative industrial challenges, that is the info-communication industry and digital currencies, for example Bitcoin, global info cash together with ebook, video magazines, etc., are a reality.